Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, your home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. In today's video, we're going to be providing coverage on Oncolytics Biotech. This is a clinical stage biopharma company. We've actually covered it on the channel previously, and they just came out with some big news. Before we get into it, take a second, smash the like button, guys. Big help to myself and the channel, specifically in getting this content to other people like you who may find value. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join and let us know in the comment section below if you've heard of Oncolytics Biotech before and if you're currently holding shares. With that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Oncolytics Biotech Incorporated. Before we get into it, we did want to thank today's video sponsor, Outside of the Box Capital, for sponsoring today's podcast on behalf of Oncolytics. Now, this is one we've covered on the channel previously. They trade on the NASDAQ in the United States under the ticker ONCY, and they actually just came out with some big news that we wanted to talk about in today's presentation. Now, as you can see on the screen, shares are currently trading hands just north of $1.18 US. This is midday on Friday, October 24th. However, if we zoom out to a 6-month chart, you can see an impressive 106% return over the past half year. And at a year-to-date interval, you're looking at just north of 29% return on Oncolytics Biotech. Now, because it's been a while since we've covered this name on the channel, I did want to jump over to the corporate website, oncolyticsbiotech.com. I'll give you guys a quick refresher in terms of what the company is all about. We'll go into the investor deck or presentation, and we can then follow that up with the recent news or catalyst we wanted to discuss in today's video. So Oncolytics is focused and committed to giving patients with cancer the opportunity to live longer and better lives. Their mission is to offer patients more of what they need, which is more quality time with family, more time for their passions, and more time for what they live for, because more obviously matters. Now, really with any of these biotech stories, it's the science behind this vision or mission that really makes everything come to life. If we look at the science tab of the website, you can see focused on capturing the expansive potential of polarioRep, cancer has evolved a myriad of mechanisms to evade immune detection, blunting the therapeutic effect of a broad range of drugs developed to treat it. And we've talked about this existing standard of care really not meeting the mark in a variety of different cancer situations. polarioRep is a first-in-class, non-pathogenic, oncolytic virus that can be delivered intravenously and works by generating, recruiting, and training immune cells to recognize and kill cancer while remodeling the tumor microenvironment to enable immune cell access. Now, in addition to its demonstrated single-agent activity, polarioRep can also work in synergy with chemotherapy, immune checkpoint inhibitors or ICIs, CAR T cell therapy, and a variety of other inhibitors to enhance its anti-tumor potential and meaningfully extend patient remissions and, again, duration of life. And we've actually talked about some of these other therapies, specifically CAR T cell therapy, in prior videos. So great to see that polarioRep can actually be paired and work in synergy with some of these other options. And there's actually some great case studies available of this combination therapy, again available on the corporate website. Now, before we get into that recent news, I did want to jump into the investor deck, again focused on polarioRep, which is a transformative dsRNA immunotherapy platform for gastrointestinal tumors. This deck was just put together in October, so very recently, and gives us some more insight into this company and the science behind it. Now, Oncolytics Biotech believes GI tumors or gastrointestinal tumors are the largest unmet medical need in oncology currently and seek to provide patients across multiple GI tumors with a tolerable immunotherapy that increases the chances they will live longer lives. So really going back to that theme of allowing people to do more of what they love with their precious or limited time. Now, they then go on to talk about how the proposed mechanism of action actually works. So everything from the polarioRep treatment, impact on cold tumor, hot tumor, and tumor under attack situations. Now you can see the first step, that intravenous administration with PILA delivery to the tumor. This is really where it helps. This is really where the process talks about recruiting, training, and generating immune cells to recognize and kill cancer cells while remodeling the tumor microenvironment. And again, you can see that leveraging chemokines and cytokines activated through TIL clones in the lymph node, and those activated clones then go on to destroy the tumor cells. Now what's super interesting here, PolariaRep has been observed to replicate in almost all evaluated tumors, so whether you're talking about primary breast cancer, pancreatic cancer, head and neck cancer, or even relapsed multiple myeloma, this PILA is found in almost all on-treatment tumor biopsies. Now, in addition to that, there's broad clinical experience and a well-understood safety results associated with Oncolytics Biotech, in excess of 20 Oncolytics-sponsored studies, multiple cancer indications, and over 1,200 patients treated, including in excess of 300 patients with gastrointestinal or GI tumors, with some of the most common PILA adverse reactions listed here, including flu-like symptoms, GI symptoms, with most adverse events usually lasting less than 6 hours. So again, representing a great alternative for people struggling with these conditions compared to the existing alternatives or standard of care. Now, in terms of the market opportunity within PolariaRep's targeted indications, you can see a large addressable market, with gastrointestinal cancer being the fastest growing cancer in the world for people under 50 years old. And if you look at these three indications, 500,000 patients globally, 1.9 million patients globally, and 54,000 patients globally, the numbers quickly add up, with addressable markets ranging from 1 billion to 12.5 billion plus, and strong compound annual growth in each of the targeted indications. Now, whenever we look at these biotech companies, we talk a lot about their development pipeline or clinical development pipeline. You can see here a variety of programs, collaborators, and combinations, along with the various phases of the pipeline for each. And again, that's where it gets really exciting in terms of today's update. Now, this is the update I wanted to talk about. Again, just dropped the morning of October 28th, pre-market, entitled Oncolytics Biotech Reports Updated Anal Cancer Data Showing Objective Response Rate More Than Double the Current Standard of Care. So again, talking about how this technology is really improving lives compared to what else is available out there on the market. Now again, this is a combination therapy. PolariaRep plus atezolizumab achieves 30% ORR in second line or later squamous cell carcinoma, also known as SCAC, relative to the 13.8% for the FDA-approved 2L treatment. Now, the median duration of the response was 15.5 months compared to 9.5 months for the current standard of care. So again, a greater expanded duration as well. And the company expects a single-arm accelerated approval study with FDA in the first quarter of 2026. So obviously very exciting for Oncolytics. And again, these exciting combination therapies harnessing the power of PolariaRep with other treatments to have improved results. Now, importantly, there have been 2 durable complete responses among the 6 responders, with 1 ongoing beyond 2 years, so just incredible, the other lasting 15 months. In addition, the other patient has an ongoing response at 64 weeks, with an overall median duration of response for patients receiving this PolariaRep combination at 15.5 months compared to the existing standard of care at 9.5 months for treatment. So again, an extension in the duration of the response itself. These updated results from the ongoing SCAC cohort reinforce the potential of PolariaRep to drive durable immunologic tumor control in gastrointestinal tumors. The results also demonstrate the durability and depth of response achieved with the combination of PolariaRep and checkpoint inhibitors without chemotherapy. So exactly what we talked about at the start of the presentation, and really pushing the envelope in terms of what PolariaRep and its abilities really are. Now, the CEO, Jared Kelly, goes on to say this is the most encouraging efficacy signal with a non-chemo regime we have ever seen in anal cancer, achieving a 30% objective response rate, more than double the benchmark of the only approved immunotherapy, along with multiple responses lasting more than a year, including 2 complete responses, underscores PolariaRep's ability to unlock deep and durable immune responses. We believe the data represents our best chance to obtain an accelerated approval in a rare disease with virtually no options outside of chemotherapy. So a tremendous step in the right direction, really, for Oncolytics Biotech and anyone struggling with these conditions. Now, they then go on to mention this SCAC cohort is part of Oncolytics' broader goblet study, standing for gastrointestinal tumors, exploring the treatment combinations with the oncolytic reovirus PolariaRep and anti-PD-L1 study, which is a phase 1/2 multiple indication study in advanced or metastatic gastrointestinal tumors. Now, this study itself is being conducted at 17 centers across Germany, and again, looking at player rep in combination with a variety of other treatments. So again, a huge press release and step in the right direction, and I would encourage you guys to go in and take a closer look at Oncolytics Biotech if you're looking for exposure to this type of sector in your portfolio. So with that being said, a lot to be excited about in terms of what the Oncolytics team has in their pipeline. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, specifically if you're already holding shares of this company or if you've heard of them before. If you're still watching the video at this point, hopefully you found some value. So make sure you hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you as part of the community. And with that being said, we'll see you back here in our next video.